Get ready for the Squawking Eagles podcast, the show that covers only the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Squawking Eagles podcast. This is a special interview with Taylor from Elle B Creative Co. I'm Mike, and today we're going to talk to Taylor about her viral cat suit from Jake Browning's girlfriend from the Cincinnati Bengals. That was, I guess it was released about a month ago now, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll hear about the viral sensation and the ups and the downs and the wave of the algorithm and all about the background of that. And so, Taylor, thank you for joining me on the podcast today.
Yeah, of course. I'm super excited.
Yeah. So tell me, how did she find you on the internet? Like, how did that all pan out? How did that happen?
Yeah, so funny enough, she's my cousin.
Okay.
Yeah, she's my cousin. So she wasn't out seeking, right?
Okay.
She was not like, who can make me this white cat suit with all of these things? We were literally on a family trip. I made her something for a few games prior, and then we ended up deciding my immediate family was going to go to Cincinnati for the last game, the Browns game, which was our whole family, like her parents and my cousins, like all of us. And I was like, well, I'm going anyway. Why don't I just make you whatever? And we decided on a white cat suit, and I just kind of threw it all together. It really was so unintentional for what transpired after.
And that's what's amazing about it.
Yes.
You weren't going out to set a viral sensation of Instagram and the reels. It was just doing something for your cousin that, hey, let's do that and see what happens. It blew it out of the water, blew it out of the sky. The amount of attention, that one video that was made, how many views did you get from that? Quite a few, I would say.
Okay, so funny enough, I made that video. I made that reel. Again, it's so funny to look back now because the caption that's on the video says something along the lines of when you take NFL fashion to the next level, or you basically saying that this is the new trend or the unique thing about NFL fashion. When I posted that, I had no idea what NFL fashion was. I had no idea that it was gigantic. I mean, this is like an empire with these girls that are, it's just as much about their outfit as it is the boys winning the game. It's a huge deal. And
it's art too. It's it's such a creative, some of these girls with the jerseys and turning the jerseys into jackets. It's wow, who would have thought? Who would have really thought that?
Exactly. So it all really does boil down to creativity and stepping outside of the box, right? What can we do that has not been done before? But anyway, it's just really funny because I was so naive. I had no idea what I was walking into, right? And it wasn't like this new trend because bodysuits have been around. Girls have been wearing these bodysuits. No one had just taken a jersey or a lookalike and made it look like a jersey, essentially. So anyway, it was just fun. It was so unintentional.
Now, originally, you're not a fashion company. What was your original things that you did as your company?
Oh my goodness, it all happened so fast. So I'm going on my 8th year with my career, my professional career. I'm in insurance, so very not creative side, black and white, numbers. And after I had my 2 kids, I really tuned back into my creativity and doing all of the things for your kids, right? Everything you want custom and all of the birthdays and the milestones. So I have always been a creative. I've always had the Cricut and done the custom things. But it really took off after my kids and a few birthdays. I started an event company, a balloon business really, but kind of all inclusive to events. So Elle B Creative Co actually started and was founded upon party aesthetics and balloons and all of that, which was going until January 7th. I think was it January 7th?
January 7th, yeah.
Yeah. until January 7th, we quickly transpired into a fashion line.
Now, how many orders have you been getting since that first video that you put out?
Yeah. So initially it was like, oh my goodness, I think I got 10 orders within the first 5 minutes of launching the website. My website crashed. And so that's how like much traffic there was. And my web guy, he calls me and he's like, I have never had this happen before. Like, we're going to have whatever, I don't know what this is called, but whatever software it is, he's like, had to do it higher because there was so much traffic coming in. But now it's, I mean, slowly but surely still coming through. I think we're, I don't know the exact number, but it's right around 50.
Well, and you're not just doing NFL. You're doing
that's
something for the NHL too, and everything, right?
That is the coolest part. Right off the bat, girls were like, "Well, can I have it for this basketball game, this hockey game, this college team?" I'm like, "Oh my goodness, this is wild!" Actually, right before I hopped on here, a girl sent me an email asking for a concert thing with like music notes and guitars and all this. I'm like, this is just if I want to continue grinding and chasing it, this can go a lot of different directions.
Right, because everybody has a little creative bug in them, and if they can create it and think of it, you can probably make it.
Exactly.
It's pretty cool to think that it's so like customizable is what, because you really got a foundation, and you really can just customize it to what your client needs and wants.
Yeah, that is okay. So it's kind of twofold. I have like this, I call them stock products, right? The 4 products that are on the website standard. This is what you're going to get. You can tell me what you would like the text to say. It's a drop-down box. You can tell me the number you would like on it, and you can choose your color and size. But it's not like a back and forth communication.
Okay.
What can I do here? Can I add this? So when people go to my website and purchase an item, it's like going to Amazon and purchasing an item, right?
Okay.
Done, one and done. But the flip side, which is not very many yet, but we're getting there, are the people that are coming and asking for true custom designs.
Right. You're going to find like players' wives, players' girlfriends are going to be able to reach out to you specifically. And that's going to be a lot different than just people ordering it from their website. Yeah.
Yes. So that is what I love. I love the like uniqueness and stepping out of the box and really playing into the individuality of like whoever it is. And especially when they give me creative freedom, you know, I can say, well, I see this and it's something maybe they would have never thought about before. But that's really the fun part for me.
Could you have really like imagined this is where you would be after making that one katsu? Like, this is where you are now. This is what you're doing now. Could you imagine that?
My husband and I sit at night and we kind of like giggle to ourselves, like how innocent it truly was. Even when I made the video, even when I made it's like put on the caption.
Yeah, you're just excited about it, right?
Just excited. Like I had one article, didn't even mention my name. Like they were just referencing Jake Browning's girlfriend, Stephanie Niles, Niles in a white bodysuit. Yeah. And I am like, oh, this is so cool. And then I send that. I never answered your question also about how many views that video had.
Well, I can look it up. Let me just see.
It's like close to 1.5 million.
It's got to be quite a few.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, I never would have.
Yeah, you're at 1.4 million views.
Yeah.
And it will keep going. Like as soon if somebody sees it and comments, that just gets back in the algorithm.
Yes.
And people will just keep recycling it.
That is something I've noticed, like in the notifications. I don't have them like on my phone because it got really annoying, especially like the nasty comments, which I send them out. But it's always going to happen.
It's going to happen no matter what.
Exactly.
No matter what.
Yeah. But I would notice that is if somebody would comment or somebody would reshare. More follows would come in like quickly. More interactions. Yeah.
Engagement.
Yeah. So like more likes happening. It was just they'll go kind of quiet and then it'll start back up again.
Yeah, that's the way that algorithm works. Like I had to do that with my Instagram on my phone. I would post a reel and it would get so many like notifications. I had to turn off the notifications on my phone because it was draining my battery. I was like, I can't have that.
And distracting. It's
It
like
is. Mm-hmm.
for the first few days, it was all so new to me, and like the media inquiries, which again, it's just so outlandish to me. I'm like, what? You guys are reaching out to me? What? I don't even. Okay, we'll do it. Yes, why not?
You got to enjoy it. You got to enjoy the ride while you can.
Yes,
you got to do it. You got to do it. Take advantage of whatever is coming your way because it's what it's about. It's what it's about. It's you got to love what you're doing. That's why I'm doing the podcast. I love talking about sports.
Yeah.
I was, like I said, I was a teacher before any of this. So, you know, I miss talking about sports. So you got to, if you love it, you got to keep doing it and just enjoying it. And
if you get an opportunity, like you can't really sleep on that. You can't. You know, because then you always question what if. What if I stayed where I was and didn't pursue something like you? I mean, you probably never thought it whenever you stopped teaching, like, oh God, what am I going to do? You know, what am I going to do? And here you sit a little over a year. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. You know, and it only takes a few little reels to kind of get that bug, and then I can make another one. Or I can do that, or you know, it's just those little things. And you know, I take Instagram, whereas I try not to consume it, rather than I like to create. So I create more than I consume from it.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it.
Yeah, it changes your mindset when you're making things and putting things out there. It's
so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, because you know there's a lot of consumers on Instagram.
Yes.
And there's not a lot of creativeness out there. So if you have that kind of mindset, you'll have a little bit more fun actually. Doing that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
So anything like what's next? Like what's next for Elle B Creative Co?
Oh my gosh.
New designs, new collaborations.
Yeah. So obviously football is ending this weekend.
Right.
And I was just talking to my web designer this morning, toying with the idea of a new drop, if you will, for either March Madness or MLB season. But it has to quickly transition or else it's going to be forgotten. So that occurred to me today. It's Wednesday, so I have 5 days to figure that out.
Yeah, you got to stay in that. You know, your pitchers and catchers report on the 14th. And so it's going to become quick because you want to stay in the
14th. I'm sorry.
Pitchers and catchers for Major League Baseball, they report for spring training on the 14th.
I'm gonna make a little note for myself there.
Yeah, because that's going to be important because as soon as baseball season starts, that's when you want to get into that wave of the algorithm, and then you want to jump on that and ride on that too. And especially like when basketball playoffs start, that's that season. That's another whole thing.
I think is going to be really big. The MLB is going to be the most, I want to say, not difficult, but
challenging. It's going to be a little challenging.
It's going to be a little challenging because I don't see baseball games as fashion statement times at all. Basketball, football, different story. However, baseball is going to be really fun for jerseys. I haven't gotten into that yet. So maybe that's where we go there.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of, see how I'm talking through these ideas and thoughts? That's because every day is like, okay, what next?
What's new? Yeah, exactly.
What are we doing today? What are we doing here? Who can we get to showcase something? It's just a chase and a grind. So if you're looking for anything that you want to showcase, anybody listening.
Yes. Yeah. You plug your website, plug whatever you can find her on Instagram at Elle B Creative Co.
Yep.
I'll put a link in the bio for during this podcast. You can find her there.
Okay. Awesome.
And you can get your email, not your email, but your website through your Instagram.
Yes, it should be right in my bio. Yeah, it's right in my bio.
The link in bio.
There's
kind of
two
thing.
websites, one for the balloon business and one for the shop. So shopellnb.com is the apparel, and then LBCreativeCo.com is the events and balloons, which you can get to me either way, but like ordering stock products is going to be on shop LB.com.
Have you seen a tick up from the balloon ordering too from this?
What's the question? I'm sorry.
Did you get more like balloon orders from any of this? Like, did you people coming to your website saying, "Oh, you can do that too"?
So, I wouldn't say not necessarily. I mean, they haven't stopped. Which people are like, "Did you stop? Did you like quit the business? Did you end the business because it's like not there anymore?" Which I could go down a rabbit hole talking about that, but we had to stay on the same social media account. Because of viral video, right?
Yes.
We would have made a whole new, which we did in the very beginning. It wouldn't have worked. Nothing would have worked because of all of the engagement, if you will. But where was I going with that?
About getting your balloons that people order.
Yes. So it's very different because it's localized, right? It's only people in Jacksonville that I can be hands-on for and like go and help with the event. So it's not everywhere. So all of my new following and my new, I guess, interacting people,
clients, prospective clients, right?
Prospective clients. Yes, that's a really good way of putting it. They don't even know that the balloons are there, right? They're like, oh, this is just.
It's only cat suit. It's only fashion. It's only fashion.
Cat suits everywhere.
Yeah. So when you were designing the cat suit, like, did you have like an intention, like, that you were going to continue making them for other people, or is this just like you thought this was like a one and done kind of a thing?
Never in a million years did I think I was ever going to make a single more cat suit.
Just one thing, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, not even a question until mid game. I mean, it was probably second quarter. We went down to get a couple of drinks, and all of the people were coming up like, have you seen this? Have you seen that?
Because she was on the TV, like she was on TV, like they were cutting to her. Yeah.
TikTok was like insanity. So in that moment, I was like, this is interesting. Okay. Take note.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess you took the cat suit, named it after her, the Steph, correct? Is that what you did?
The Steph. Yep. And interesting enough, so there's the Steph, the Jack, the Taylor, the girlfriend. The Jack is what her sister wore, my cousin Jacqueline, at that game, and then the Taylor is what I wore at that game.
Gotcha.
So all three of those items were debuted at that same time, and I named them obviously after who wore them. And now going on to like what's next.
What's next? What's coming up?
Yeah. So I have done quite a few pretty cool items for other people, either in media or other sports or wives and girlfriends. And the idea is to drop those items and name them after the person that first wore them.
Great, that's cool. That's like a nice homage there.
A little like kind of an incentive, but also just really cool. You have this custom piece made in a time where a lot of people are interested in seeing it or knowing about it or getting the same thing.
Yeah.
Like literally the same thing as you. I mean, 50 people are paying good money to be wearing the exact same thing as Stephanie, Yeah. She, at the time, only had roughly 10,000 followers.
Oh, I bet she had many. I can't imagine what she has now.
Oh, I probably north of 50,000.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You tag her in that reel, and then everybody finds her. Everybody's Googling white cat suit Bengals game, and then there she pops up.
So prior to even me having the website, it's 56,000 now, which is insane.
That's insane.
It's insane. But I was having people email my balloon business email. So finding that, because there was the few media things referencing in Elle B Creative Co, which was only events, people emailing me right off the bat. Rumor has it you're the creator of the white cat suit. How can we get one? Can we customize one? Where do we go to find it? All of it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was
Now,
really like,
on your story, you were mentioning like people were asking you if you have any getting licensing from the NFL. What's the process with that? Is
oh my
there
God.
any chance? Like, is there a chance?
Okay, I'm an optimist.
Yeah.
I'm a dreamer. I am like, I won't stop until there's like a hard no in front of my face. So to me, I can't, like, of course it's possible. Of course it is.
Yeah.
It just happened to Kristen. I know she's married to a man that is part of the NFL and she's very acquainted with the league, if you will. But I don't think that really matters. I think at the end of the day, just like this happening to me, it can happen to anyone. The requirements are really lengthy.
Yes.
They're really lengthy.
It's even for the Eagles, like trying to get involved with them is very lengthy. A lot of time consuming things you have to go through and jump through. And I can imagine.
It's so confusing. It's like, wait, but you can't do that. But you're saying to do that. How do we do that? It's like a lot. But like I said, I dream big. So of course, if this continues to go the way that it's been going, which no guarantees, it could be over tomorrow, and I'll be able to say it was so fun while it lasted.
So much fun.
Yeah. But that would be pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, it's a memorable experience. It's a memorable experience that you can't let that, you're going to always have that. You're always going to have the experience that this was and where it's going to take you. It's, go figure, like one little suit you made for a cousin has taken you at this point here. And it's amazing. And I'm excited to follow you and, follow and see where you go to. That's going to be fun to watch.
Thank you. It's been awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on and making some time to talk with us.
Thanks for having me. This is so cool.
Yeah. Now, are you going to watch the Super Bowl on Sunday?
Of course.
All right. So you're in Jacksonville. So are you a Jaguars fan?
I'm a Bengals fan.
You're a Bengals fan? Okay.
Family, right? Prior to, let me say this. If the Jaguars are playing the Bengals, I'm a Bengals fan.
Right.
The rest of the season, I'm a Jaguar. I root for them. I want them to do well.
We're on the podcast. We like the Jaguars because Doug Peterson, he was an Eagles coach, and so we're we're happy with them. We like them. We talk about them on the podcast.
Yeah.
So who are you going to be rooting for on Sunday?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and I was like, what am I going to say? Because I really haven't even thought about it yet. Let me be honest. I'm rooting for the 49ers. Okay. Because of Kristen. Is it Isaac? Is that how
you check? You check.
It's like I don't even know. But the exposure she's going to have.
She's going to, yes.
I am like, holy crap. What a dream come true in the matter of weeks for her. So that is huge. But also, like, the 49ers, it's been a long time since they've won, right?
Yes, it's been quite a long time. It was like the last time they won was like 1990 something like that.
Yeah, so I love an underdog. I think that would be really cool for them. And I think the Chiefs are doing all right for themselves.
They are. Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah.
But I love Taylor, so I don't know, it's hard.
Yeah, my daughter is excited to watch the game. And I'm like, why are you excited to watch the game of all things? It's like, well, I want to see if Taylor's team wins. I'm like, Taylor's team's going to win. Okay.
Yeah, those metrics are unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I can't imagine how they figured out how much she has made for the NFL.
I thought the same thing whenever I started to see that. I'm like, how do you measure that?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe based on viewership and what profit's been made, the difference.
The thing is, though, like they counted how much like TV time she was actually on this last game. It was like 44 seconds.
Nothing.
Yeah. But people are like, oh, we see her too much. I'm like, you really a second, 2 seconds. It's really not that.
It's really not.
It's just 44 seconds out of a 3-hour game.
Yes.
Yes.
It's so silly. Anything that they can complain about. I mean, they're just mad that they aren't Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and the conspiracy theories that have come out between between Kelsey and Swift, and it's just
Oh, share. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, there's conspiracy that it's all a plan. That she's going to go on the field when the Kansas City Chiefs win, and declare everybody to go vote for Joe Biden. Go vote for him. And I'm like, they don't. She's not caring about that. She's not going to do that.
Yeah,
but it's not about that. It's not about that.
That is just. That is the part of fame and in that life that is so uneasy for me. Like living with that much criticism every moment of every day.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
My gosh.
It's as an Eagles podcast and an Eagles podcast that's on Instagram. If the Eagles lose, the amount of people that come out of the woodwork just to remind me. And it is mind-boggling.
Yes.
Mind-boggling.
Like crickets otherwise.
Yes.
Negativity, done.
Yeah. And Instagram kind of likes the negativity because I have a video that posted 2 million views, and most of the comments are a lot of negativity about, hey, guess what? They don't do so well after the next 5 weeks. I'm like, people coming in, oh, I'm from the future. It doesn't get any better, like stuff like that. It's like, they love, it's weird.
That is interesting.
It is. A lot of the negativity is pushed more than the positivity.
So I was talking to a couple of girlfriends, they're like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Or the views are going up every day. And they're like, what are your thoughts on the comments? And when one specifically asked me that for the first time, I hadn't looked at the comments. Because it was insanity. My phone was blowing up. So I turned them off and kind of just didn't look at it again. I was looking at the
because you're not in for it for the comments. That's why you weren't doing it for the comments.
And then once I did, I was like, ooh. Yikes. What do I do about this? Obviously I didn't do anything, and it was kind of like a moment of having to really just kind of step back and like acknowledge I'm not playing into any of that. I'm not going to delete them because then that hurts my engagement, right?
Yes.
So the more comments that come in, the better. And
but a lot of them don't know that. Like a lot of them just do it. And so like when I get a bit a nasty comment, I just give it clapping hands. Just clapping hands. I give it, and it's me, me interacting, and it's all good because I don't really. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it makes me sad more so, obviously, like for Steph, because she's the one that it is. Like it's my video and it's my page and all of those things, but it's not me as the entity. So how
has she handled it? How has she handled the success of this?
Like, so doesn't care about all of that stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, I wish the world could know more of Stephanie Niles, because she is like the coolest girl in the world. Like so down to earth, just so easygoing, kind. Weirdly smart, like weirdly smart. But then you pair all of that with the looks, and it's immediate negativity because of the way she looks, because she's stunning.
Because it's her fault. It's not her fault.
She has like the perfect American girl body, like literally from head to toe, all of it. She's perfect, and she's going to be ridiculed for that.
Yeah, but that's what it comes with the territory of the social media.
Yes,
everybody's on social media, and when I first started doing this, I was nervous about the negativity, because there are a lot of people that are very negative out there.
Yeah.
And when I first started doing it, I'm like, I don't know if I can handle that. So I turned off comments on a few things because it's not worth it to me.
Yep.
But now I've been doing it. It's just like a joke for me now. It's like a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah.
But good for her and good for you. I'm glad, don't let that stuff get to them. It's not worth it.
It's not.
I'm glad. It's good for you. Yeah.
I'm glad that I'm 30s and this happening, and not like early 20s, because I think it would be different. I think it would affect me,
I think you're 100% right.
But now
If you're married with kids, it's a different story when you're single
like,
and by yourself,
What are you
Yeah.
really going to take your
Yeah.
time out of your
Yeah.
day
Yeah.
to say that? What?
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
are dumb.
Shame. It's a shame. It's a shame.
It
But that's
is.
that kind of like the world we live in. You just kind of got to roll with it and just
You do.
let it slide off the back of your back, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Taylor. I really
Yeah.
appreciate coming on.
Me.
I'm excited to watch you grow and continue and see what else is going to be out there. I'm excited to
We'll
witness
see.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you. Again, if you want to follow her over on Elle B Creative Co on Instagram, you can get to her website and go order a staff. Go order anything you like. Go ahead.
Or put a custom inquiry message in, or email me, DM me,
and they go directly to you, right? It doesn't go. It doesn't get filtered to somebody. It goes directly to you. If on your Instagram.
What, on Instagram?
Yeah, the story, like DMs from Instagram.
They come directly to me. Now, my social media team, they're on my social media, but I still check my messages actively. Gotcha. Because obviously I'm the person that's going to be like interacting with those inquiries.
Right.
Cool. But yeah, important to note too, the letter or the name is ELLE, L and B Creative Co, not the letter L. It's misleading, I know. But
it is what it is, right? Yeah, but you'll find all those links in the bio and in my link tree in my bio on Instagram, and then also in the comments below. And thank you, Taylor, for coming on.
Thank you so much.